Hey guys, my name is Ryan.
And my name is Miska.
And welcome to Overwatch Central. So 2017 is here and we're looking at quite an exciting year for us, but also Overwatch as a whole. We're really hyped to see what Blizzard have to bring to the table now that Overwatch is not really a brand new game anymore, and it's going to start building its long-term audience and playability. This means that also we'll most likely see some differences in Blizzard's approach towards content, but there will still be many similarities. We've gathered the facts together and have created a preliminary in-game content release calendar for Overwatch in 2017. We'll be going through how we've created it and what is looking likely for various types of content. As a founding pillar, we've relied a lot on information around seasonal events from the Overwatch forums, so let's begin by explaining all of this.
And it's right here where I'm gonna interrupt Ryan real quick to give you some brand new information about Nirvana and Doomfist. So most of this video was actually recorded a little while back, at least a couple days ago, but this part right here is brand new. It's from this morning. I'm recording this right now. It's the 8th of February, and spookily enough, we seem to have been kind of right in our prediction, and I'll show you why right now. So, you know the payload on Nirvana. It's got the Doomfist in it, it's on the way to the Doomfist exhibit. Well, in the latest PTR patch that was about 1.3 gigabytes I believe, Reddit user Vensa found out that there are a bunch new models in the game. Most of these aren't viewable right now due to encryption, and either way I don't really encourage data mining and so on, but I found this on Reddit and I wanted to show it to you guys. This is the same payload but with broken glass. So what does this mean? Well, the glass is broken, so the Doomfist is probably gone, stolen, or maybe equipped by someone. Before other animated shorts came out, such as Recall and even the Dragons one, there were changes to the maps that were linked to each animated short. Before Recall came out, the glass in Winston's office on Gibraltar was broken. Before Dragons came out, a bunch of arrows and shurikens appeared in walls and different places of Hanamura. So, likely we've got another scenario like that coming up, which is why PAX East and Doomfist, together with an animated short, makes a lot of sense right now. Anyway, let's continue with the video. Overwatch seasonal events have mostly made an appearance every other month, with the recent exception of the Lunar New Year, Year of the Rooster event. In December, people were starting to wonder what was gonna happen with seasonal events. Since most of them are based off of real-life traditions, at least so far, what's gonna happen next? In spring we kind of have Valentine's Day and Easter, but Blizzard have already confirmed that they are not doing these events. Link to that thread in the description. So what is the plan then? Well, it would make a lot of sense to announce something at PAX East actually, since that takes place early March and is a convention that tends to have Blizzard presence. Blizzard presence at gaming events is actually kind of rare, so that's why this weighs heavily in this discussion. In 2015, before the beta launch, McCree, Zarya and Watchpoint Gibraltar were all announced and playable at PAX East. And last year in 2016, we saw Overwatch be featured at the convention in the form of an Uber and Blizzard cross-promotion with Uberwatch, as well as Overwatch being playable at the convention, and we also had the stage show Grudge match. I assume Blizzard didn't announce anything concrete for the game right then and there because they were just over 2 months away from the launch of the game, and already had the marketing plan for the time up until then set out and ready. That marketing plan involving the open beta and the pre-order exclusives and all that stuff. This year is different though, as if we look at our calendar tracking Overwatch announcements, we can clearly see that either February or March are looking likely for something new. We'll go over why in just a little bit. Also, just before we move on, and I forget about it, if you're excited for new content and you find this type of video useful for keeping an eye out, then please drop a like on this video, since we haven't really made a video like this in the past and would love to hear what you guys think. So just keep watching, and if you find anything useful, like the video so we know. And also, comments are incredibly useful for stuff like this. Anyway, let's move on.
So according to this content release pattern, we could be seeing either a new event or a new hero next. We're hoping for like a hybrid between the two. Even though we tend to dream big about Overwatch announcements, we want to present our theory that has been sitting in the background for a little while. Now do keep in mind that this is definitely just classed as speculation, and realistically we would probably shave off some of the details from this. But what would make a lot of sense is at a PAX East to see a new hero introduced with a trailer of some sort. Animated short or not, that ties into the new game event as well. In the Lucio animated short video we made recently, we discussed the potential of a Lucio short and tying Doomfist into it. So our dream scenario for announcement would be a Lucio animated short at PAX East that ties into a Doomfist feature and announcement of the hero. This would then create its own in-game event, and Numbani would be the map that is changed in-game, as we tend to see one map get a theme change. Anyway, this is just us speculating, but it's the best we could do with the very vague clues that we have so far.
To get back on track a little bit, let's look at the rest of 2017 and pencil some dates, or well, rather months, for potential announcements. I'm gonna bring up an image I made to show this off easier. Alright, so let's begin with the easy picks. And just big announcements in November, as that's where anything more overall game-changing will definitely be announced. It's just Blizzard's tradition to keep their big reveals for BlizzCon. So that's a pretty easy one to point out there. Next up, we can take a look at August again, as that's where Gamescom is. Last year's Bastion short screening and Eichenwald reveal was very successful, and this is another one of those rare conventions that Blizzard tend to always be at and reveal stuff at. They did reveal Lucio, Numbani and Volskaya Industries here in 2015, and in 2016 we had Eichenwald or Eichenwald, whatever, like I said before. Anyway, so it's looking like a strong contender for a 2017 reveal too. Alright, so let's assume that we'll get something at PAX East as well, since in our opinion the timing is just too good to not mean anything. Alright, so with that out of the way, we have these 3 big events on the calendar. Let's fill in some gaps in between though, and judging from last year's content plan, the spacing between hero, maps and in-game event releases, we filled in the following dates, and here is why. After a potential big reveal in March that we didn't have last year, we could see a bit of a longer gap than normally in between the content releases, to potentially tweak a new hero, or just have a little bit of a break to look more at game balance rather than content. A new event in early June would then make a lot of sense, and Blizzard have said that they want to do some events that have nothing to do with seasons, so this is as good of a time as any, judging from previous announcements. After this we have August, in which we penciled in the Summer Games again. This is because Jeff Kaplan himself did say that around the time of the release of the Summer Games event, that this event, meaning the Summer Games, is on a yearly schedule. Link to the source of that is in the description as well. It would most likely come back with some more skins and a different brawl, but other than that, very similar overall. Assuming that the Halloween event also follows the same yearly schedule, we'll see that again in October. And this was arguably the most popular event of them all so far, due to the incredibly successful PvE brawl of Junkenstein's Revenge, and also some pretty fantastic cosmetics that I definitely think topped Summer Games in every possible way. Finishing off the year, we'll most likely get another Winter Wonderland, as it not only makes sense from what the devs have said in the past, but also from a traditional perspective.
And that's it, our 2017 Overwatch content calendar filled out. This is fairly similar to last year, but with some changes in there, and obviously a completely different start to the year. Now do keep in mind that none of this is by any means confirmed, other than potentially the Summer Games making a reappearance if Blizzard don't change their mind. However, most of these reveals and content releases seem very likely. It definitely won't be down to the exact dates of last year, but this is what we've managed to put together using all of the information that we have at our disposal, and we hope that you've enjoyed the video. But that's it for this time, thank you very much for watching, take care, and we'll see you then.